Hi, boys and girls. Hi, friends. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to have a story problem for today. And our story problem is about going out and getting some supplies. I know most of us are self-quarantined in our house. So our story is about Principal Hernandez. And while I'm reading the story, please make a movie in your head so that I can see and you know who the story is about and what the characters are doing and who the characters are. All right. So remember, making a movie in your head, a great strategy is to close your eyes to visualize the setting and the characters. Principal Hernandez went to Costco to buy materials for our school. She bought bottles of hand sanitizer, containers of Clorox wipes, and rolls of paper towels. How many items did Principal Hernandez purchase? So teachers right now, thinking about who the character is or who the characters are and what the character is doing in this story. So boys and girls, right now would be a great time to pause the video and reflect on your own. Who is the character or characters and what is the character doing? So I see Ms. Rosales and Ms. T are ready. Awesome. All right, everyone is ready. Ms. Rosales, who is the character in this story today?
Ms. Hernandez. Mrs. Hernandez.
Yes, Principal Hernandez. And what is Principal Hernandez doing in the story, Ms. T?
She's buying stuff at Costco.
Beautiful. And does anyone know what the items she purchased or she bought? Ms. Kim, can you tell us? Do you remember the items?
Yeah, she bought bottles of hand sanitizer, containers of Clorox wipes, and rolls of paper towels.
Beautiful. So a lot of the things that we've been seeing that we need a lot of right now during this time. So she's buying it for our school. So now that was the first read. Now our second read, we're gonna look at the number sets that we have today. And I'm gonna ask a teacher to pick the number set. Okay. All right. So here we have our number set. We have the first number set, 10, 9, and 7. Second, 15, 19, 26, 28, 32, 12, 36, 42, and 25. So remember, we're working on 3 numbers that are 2 digits each or 1 digit. Ms. Rosales, can you pick our number set for today?
Sure. Let's take a look at set number 3. Ooh.
Set number 3, all right, challenging ourselves. I'm gonna circle it here. Set number 3, and then I will write it in our question in our story problem. And Miss T, once I'm done writing, can you read the story problem out loud for us?
Okay. Principal Hernandez went to Costco to buy materials for our school. She bought 28 bottles of hand sanitizer, 32 containers of Clorox wipes, and 12 rolls of paper towels. How many items did Principal Hernandez purchase?
Beautiful. So remember, when we do our second read, we're thinking about these numbers and what they mean in the story. So they're not just numbers, but they refer to something in our story. So let's think for a minute, what does the 28, 32, and 12 represent in this story? So teachers, taking a minute to think about what each of these items represent, boys and girls. Right now it would be a great time to pause the video and think about what does the 28 represent, the 32, and the 12. All right. Miss Kim, can you tell me what does the 28 represent in our story?
The 28 represents the number of bottles of hand sanitizer that Principal Hernandez bought.
Beautifully said. Miss T, what does the 32 represent in our story?
It's the number of containers of Clorox wipes.
Beautiful. And lastly, Mr. Rosales, what does our 12 represent?
The 12 represents the number of rolls of paper towels.
Awesome. So now is our third read, and I will read it. And as I read, I want you to think about what strategy will you use to solve the problem today. Principal Hernandez went to Costco to buy materials for our school. She bought 28 bottles of hand sanitizer, 32 containers of Clorox wipes, and 12 rolls of paper towels. How many items did Principal Hernandez purchase? So what are we trying to figure out in this story? Miss Rosales.
We are trying to figure out how many items did Principal Hernandez purchase?
Beautiful. So how many items? The question, I will underline it. Oh, sorry. Here we go. How many items did Principal Hernandez purchase? Beautiful. So how many items altogether did she purchase? So right now would be a great time for you to work. So boys and girls, pause the video, use your strategy with our number set that we created or that we chose, and on your own, work on the strategy while I give our teachers a couple of minutes to work on their strategy. Teachers, when you're ready, just put a thumb up so that I know we're ready to go. All right, Miss Kim, can you be our first volunteer, Miss Kim? What strategy did you use?
So I actually learned from you a new strategy that I didn't know. I didn't use it before, and so I also drew a 10 and 1s block.
Ooh, beautiful.
And so for the first number is 28. So then I knew that there were 8 1s and then 2 10 blocks.
So you had your 10s and your 1s. And the first number you put on was 28. So 2
Yes.
10s and 8 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful.
And then my next number was 32. So that's 3 10s and 2 1s.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
And then the last number is 12. So 1 10 and 2 1s.
Awesome.
And then I remember you were talking about how if there are 10 1s, it's equals to 10, so they belong into the 10 group, which is called regrouping. So I gathered my 10 1s and I brought over to make another 10 block.
Beautiful. And then we made another 10 block.
So essentially what's left is 2 1s, and then there are a total of 7 10s.
7 10s. So I see that you also wrote a sentence. Can you read the sentence to us, Miss Kim?
Yes, I use your sentence frame. Principal Hernandez purchased 72 items at Costco.
Thank you. Awesome job. Snaps from Miss Kim. Beautiful strategy. So she used the 10s and 1s strategy. Do we have another teacher who used something different? Another strategy, Miss T. Put your strategy.
I use, I guess, friendly number strategy. I'm getting really comfortable using that strategy. So what I did was I wrote the equation 28 plus 32 plus 12. And I saw that 28 was really close to the next 10. So I broke apart the 12 to 2 and 10 because I knew that 2 plus the 28 is going to get me to 30. And then I love adding 10s together because they're a lot easier. So I know that I have 10 left. So I put that here and then I dropped the 30 and then I added the 32. And then so I added my 2 10s first. 30 plus 10 equals 40. And then I dropped down the 32. So 40 plus 32 equals 72.
Awesome. So I'm going to revoice it for our friends at home. So you wrote our equation horizontally, 28 plus 32 plus 12 and equals, and then you decompose the 12, correct?
Correct.
Into 2 and 10. And then from there, you knew, what was your next step?
So I know that 28 plus 2 is going to get me to 30.
28 plus 2 took you to 30. And then you added 30
plus 32, 10.
plus 32.
Left over.
So 32 plus 10. And you used 30 and you
10.
found a friendly number. 30 and 10 gave you 40.
Mm.
And then you rewrote the equation again.
Yes, so I wrote 40 plus 32 equals 72.
Equals 72. And how did you figure out 40 plus 32 equals 72, Miss T?
Because I know that 40 means there's 4 tens, so I just added 4 extra tens to 32, which gets me to 72.
Oh, beautiful strategy. So we see two different strategies here, boys and girls and friends. So we have the tens and ones chart where we drew our tens and ones physically so we can manipulate them. And then Miss T did friendly number strategy. So she decomposed and then composed numbers that she was familiar with and comfortable with. So we know that our answer is 72. So as a team, let's read our sentence out loud. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Principal
Hernandez
purchased
72
items
at Costco.
Beautiful. So boys and girls at home, you have a lot of options to work with your story problem. Remember, this is not the only number set that you can work with. We have a lot more that you can work with, and there are so many other strategies that you can figure out or use at home. So we would love to see what you created on Seesaw, or if you can upload it to share with your friends and to share with us. We love to see your thinking, your math strategies. So keep up the great work. We'll see you soon.